Welcome to another exciting podcast interview with Asata from the Ewing Sugaring Studio. Yes. And if you guys didn't know, it took me a little minute to say that, but it's all good. This is going to be an exciting interview because this is something new, especially for me, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be new for you as well. She is a business consultant, a business expert, and a teacher for sugaring.
Yes.
And it's about waxing.
Yeah.
And a whole lot of other fun things. So I'm excited to present to you for the Always Moving podcast this interview. And Asata, welcome for being here. Now, before we get started, I have a quick question for you. How often do you say the words, "I don't have time"? That is one of the biggest reasons why our goals are not achieved yet. It is so common that we don't realize that it's actually an excuse. The real reason why you say, "I don't have time," is because you don't actually know where your free time is at. Don't worry, I'm here to help. I got you. Click the link below and you'll be able to set up a call with me and I can show you how easy it is to find your free time. Let go of feeling anxious with your time and start becoming a more productive person. Now, let's get started with that interview. Appreciate you. How I always like to start things off is asking, what are your intentions behind this podcast today?
My intentions? Oh my God, it's like we could just hop right into it. My intentions are for people to become more aware, just to know what sugaring is, get to know me a little bit better. I have a lot of experience in sugaring, so maybe some of your audience would like to know more.
Absolutely. I know I'm excited to hear about it because this is a whole new field for me.
Yeah.
When you say sugaring, now we think of food, right? But how does that relate to what you do in your business? Why is sugaring so important?
Okay, so when people hear about sugaring, especially like women and females, they think about like sugar daddies and like people who like taking care of girls and stuff like that, but it's not that. It's an all-natural form of hair removal.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of people don't know what it is, but it's basically a paste that I use to remove hair instead of like a waxing or any other form of hair removal like shaving. So it's just it's a natural way to remove hair.
A more organic feel to it.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And before we get into your business side, how did you get into this industry?
I just stumbled upon this really. Like I went to school to be a nurse. I come from a family of nurses. I'm African, so well, you're Colombian, you're foreign. You know how parents are. They want you to go to school to be an engineer, like follow the line, go to school, do this, do that. And that's what I did. I followed what I was told to do. And I got there. I thought I wanted to be a nurse because that's what I saw around me. But deep down, I really didn't want to do it. I was just told that this was the way. Like somebody said, this is the way, this is how you do it. But in my heart, I always wanted to do like beauty, hair, and stuff like that. So I followed the path that my parents, made for me. I went to school, got all the way up to junior year, and I had a boyfriend, and I ended up getting pregnant. And our relationship wasn't the best. And I just feel like God made things work the way they did, and I ended up failing out. I failed out of the class that I really wanted to take. Like I wanted to be a nursing researcher, and that's the exact class that I failed. And I failed by like half of a point. And I was like 7 months pregnant. I failed my class for the second time, so I couldn't go back to the school. I was pregnant. My whole plan that I had for myself just
everything
shattered. I didn't know what to do. I had my daughter, and I was super depressed, dealing with postpartum depression. And as I was coming out of that, I would just realize, I'm like, you know what? I can't do things for other people. Let me just try my way. I tried my parents' way. I tried what other people told me to do. Let me just see if I could do it for myself. Like, let me find my own path. So I did what I always wanted to do. And I went to beauty school. And I didn't do the cosmetology program because I was just so fed up. I didn't want to do school anymore. I just needed something quick and fast. So I did the aesthetics program. and the aesthetics program was like 3.5 months, 5 months, 5 months, something like that. And I told myself that if I was going to do it, I was going to be serious and start my own business. So I got into sugaring after like a year or two of being in business. This is 2018. And sugaring specifically because I was still trying to find my thing. Yes. Everybody was doing the same things. And I'm like, how can I set myself apart and do something that nobody else is doing? So I had to find my own path again. So it's like this continuous thing, just finding my ways, taking one step at a time. So I went on YouTube, like how most people do, like how people are going to find this video. And I just, just searching up different things, and sugaring came up. So I'm like, okay, sugaring, piqued my interest. Nobody was doing it around here, so I'm like, well, let me do it. And that's how I started doing sugaring.
Wow, that was full circle.
Full circle.
A lot just happened there.
Yeah, it was
one of the biggest things you mentioned that I think that we don't talk a lot about is depression. And then from depression, you still decided to invest in yourself, go to this type of trade school to get some type of skill set, whether it's quick or long term. But before you got there, you had to deal and overcome with the depression. What are some of the ways that you did that? Was it that you got a mentor? Was it that you read some books, listened to a podcast like this, or just like took imperfect action and said, you know what, F it, like let's just move forward?
So I was in my depressive state for a long time. Well, what felt like a long time to me. I feel like after I had my daughter, from the time I had my daughter up until she was 4, I was depressed. I was just doing things like out of like, what's the word? Just going with the motions.
Okay.
Survival, basically, just going with the motions. Like, I don't know where I'm going. I know I felt like it was kind of like an outer body experience. I was looking at myself on the outside, and I was just going through the cycle, like constantly feeling sad, constantly doing the same things, and wanting to do something different, but not knowing how to do it. So I like what you said, imperfect action. I didn't know what to do at the time, but I just knew that I wanted something different. And it's the same thing that you said, taking imperfect action, but I was just doing something. I don't know what it was like. I was grabbing for straws and just hoping that it would make sense. And that's exactly what it did. Like I took a class, or I went on YouTube, and then I did a little bit more research, tried it, tested it for myself. Then it started working. Like even I mentioned before, when I was in the school, I didn't have clientele, so I would always post on social media what I was doing as I was in school, like, hey, doing a facial, and then people would be like, oh, what's that? And asking me questions, and then, offering like free consultations, and then using the products that I have from school to sell to them. So I'm like, okay, people are asking me questions. Oh, they think I'm an authority. Okay, let me keep doing this. Oh, now they want products? Well, I don't have no products, so let me buy products for the low and then sell it back. Oh, now I'm selling products now. Now people coming to me and think that I know what I'm doing. Do I know what I'm doing? People asking me questions. I guess I know what I'm doing. Now I'm building my confidence up because I keep doing the same things over and over again. So I'm like, okay, this is starting to make sense. Still don't know where I'm quite going, but it's working.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's working, but it's doing it. And then it's like, okay, the picture is starting to come together as I keep making these imperfect actions, and then people are starting to ask me questions. So I'm like, okay, now people are asking me questions about how I started my business. Like, now, and it's just a constant, as you grow, as you evolve, it's just like everybody deals with like these confidence issues and knowing or not knowing that what they're doing is working or effective for themselves. But there's always somebody behind you that's like, oh my God, looking up to you as you make those imperfect actions.
Yeah.
They need somebody to look up to and say, and be the model for them to see, like, you can be imperfect and still make an impact.
Definitely.
You can be imperfect and still help other people. Like, right now, this is my first podcast. I don't know what the hell to do, but people are listening. Like, and I'm pretty sure other people are going to be listening.
Yes.
So if you're listening to this podcast right now, I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe you never did a podcast, or maybe you've been invited and you don't know what to say. It's, you just have to make the action. Even if it's imperfect, like you said.
Definitely. I mean, to kind of correlate to what you said, I did have a bit of depression when I used to have a bodega in downtown Trenton.
How did you talk about that?
That was my first business that I ever had in right next to Dunkin' Donuts.
Downtown.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and this was 2017.
Okay.
And
that's around the time I had my daughter, so I was depressed too.
If we was both depressed, like we're like twins. Look at us, like that's what I'm talking about. But to kind of correlate what happened, I had to sell the business, and I lost all my investment, and I learned what depression was. And I was like, before I get back into the workspace, I need to get out of depression. Mm-hmm. So what I did was ask myself, what am I currently doing that's making me happy right now? And that was working out. So I just started to work out a little bit more, being surrounded by other people who are positive, who are working out, who are striving towards something. Now I'm getting their energy. And next thing you know, while being at that gym, I had an opportunity to do social media marketing.
Oh, that makes sense. And to add, actually, working out was one of the things that I did do as I was moving out of my depression. Because it was like I couldn't change my circumstances, but I could change what I did in the moment. So I heard you talking about working out and how people look at you and your consistency, and they want to work with you just based off of that and your dedication to working out. That's super important. And I feel like a lot of people think that working out is just hard and you're not going to see results immediately, but it's not the act of working out. It's like a life lesson. You have to do the things in order to reach the goal. And that's with everything, not just working out. You have to make the baby steps, and you have to keep doing it in order to get to where you want to go and the results that you want to achieve. So that's one of the things I did. That just made me remind. I did start working out. Actually, I lost like 100 pounds during my depression. So I did.
Now we're getting somewhere. Yeah. Absolutely. So going back to what you were saying as far as the confidence, right? Now you're feeling confident. You have this newfound power in not only that you're being guided in the direction that you always wanted to, and then also seeing the wins from your clients, their happiness and everything. How did the business come into play? Like, when did you say, like, you know what, I want to start my own business?
So I made the decision when I went to esthetician school that I was going to start my business. Okay, I've never started a business before. None of my family has done like organized business. My family is from Africa, Liberia. So back there, like, the business is not organized like how it is in America. But there are like self-employed people, like they go to the market, they get stuff and things like that. So I guess it's like kind of entrepreneur, but just not as structured here. So, you know, when I do come from it, it's just not glorified here, because when they come to America, school is the answer. But it's funny how school is not the answer for some people, at least not for me. It wasn't my answer. My answer was getting out in the marketplace. So it's kind of like the opposite. The opposite thinking. So I just literally like Googled and YouTube everything as I did it. Like, okay, I need a business. Like, let me go on YouTube. Like, I didn't have the money. I didn't have the resources. But what I did have was the resourcefulness in me. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not about what you don't have. It's like, you have it in you. You just have to be smart about what you have. You gotta use what you have to get what you want.
And letting it out as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. Perfect. All right, so now let's talk about the future. Now that you have a successful sugaring business, what are the next steps for you? What are you envisioning? What are your goals for the future?
So if I learned anything during this whole process, coming from where I came from a couple years ago into now, like, I know it sounds cliche, but I am dreaming bigger, and I encourage everybody that's watching this and everybody here to dream bigger. Like, this dream bigger. So I'm dreaming bigger. Like, I've never thought I would even be in this building right here.
Let's go.
Like never. Like 4 or 5 years ago, when I was taking my clients at school, I never thought I would have my own building. I didn't even have the money to pay my bills. Like I didn't even have the money to pay for stuff for my daughter. And then to see this happen, it's like, okay, Asata, you're playing too small. You need to have a bigger vision. So my vision is to expand sugaring all across New Jersey. And I'm starting by employing more people here, teaching people. This is actually what I'm doing right now. Like we're in my training right now.
Yeah.
So it's like imperfect action. Imperfect action. Should I be doing this right now? Probably not, but we're taking imperfect action. And the people here get to see me in action, okay? So whether you want to start your own business or go into business for yourself or work for somebody, this taking perfect action. But expanding my business, growing it here, growing my team, and also helping other business professionals do the same for their business. So I have like consulting and building my own business. And I feel like the place that I'm in right now came from just wanting to become a better person and not being so self-centered. Because when you come from survival, it's just like, I need to do this for me. Like, I need it. And it's okay. You can operate from that for a while. And it's gotten me here for the most part. But I realized the same feelings and emotions that I was having when I was broke and didn't have much, I was starting to have them now. Because like, why do I feel like I'm like not surviving? Why do I feel like I don't have enough when I did so much already? And I was coming from a place of survival. Like I wasn't sharing what I learned as much. I was trying to hoard everything to myself, and it was also causing me to be restricted and not growing anymore. Like mentally I wasn't growing because I wasn't sharing, I wasn't interacting, I wasn't being social. And that's some of the things that people need to be reminded of, because you can have all the success, but if you're all by yourself and you're not sharing, you're gonna feel lonely. It doesn't matter if you have $10,000 in the bank account. You have to be a real person and recognize that you have feelings and emotions. And that comes with awareness. So I started being more aware of my emotions and my feelings. And I'm like, I'm not doing more because I'm so secluded. I need to share. I need to trust people more. And that ties into my business, because I wasn't hiring, because I wasn't hiring the right people, and it was because I didn't trust people. So it's like knowing how to trust people. It's just like a personal development thing. That's why I have such bigger goals, because I'm continuously learning and growing. And I feel like that is the vision. I just want to keep growing.
Absolutely.
Personally, business growing.
And I think a big thing when it comes to business owners is that they've realized that they get higher awareness, and with that higher awareness they realize that running a business is personal development.
It is.
In so many ways.
It is.
Yes.
It literally is. I see the connection in everything that I do. It's a saying where it says, how you do anything is how you do everything. And I literally see that, like even with like my daughter, like how I interact with her. So I've been trying to take what I do here in my business, like as far as like attracting more high quality clients, right? So selling is selling. You're always selling, no matter if you don't think you're selling, you're selling. So at home I practice with my daughter. So I'm like, oh, this is what the thing. She's like, Mommy, can I have something to eat? She wants a snack. And I'm like, well, no, you can't have a snack right now. And it's just like, well, Mommy, if I do this, can I do that? Like, can I have the snack? And I'm like, no, you can't have the snack right now. So it's like I'm negotiating with her, rubbing up on my negotiation skills, trying to, you know. So I mean, my daughter is my biggest inspiration. That's why I started all of these things. And watching her grow up shows me that I need to grow as a person, because we all want growth. We all want to grow, no matter what. Like everybody is moving from one place to another, and if you're stuck in one place, you're not growing, and if you're not growing, you're dying. So it's like
facts. Yeah.
Was that a bar?
That definitely was. Yeah. Well, listen, this has been amazing. We learned so much about sugaring in general, but most importantly, we learned about you. We learned about your challenges, how you overcame it, and how you're striving for something bigger. And that is truly amazing. That's definitely what the audience deserves to hear. And what is the best place that people can contact you?
You can contact me on my personal page, Asata. I help beauty professionals create high ticket coaching programs or any type of program. You can follow me at UN Sugaring Studio for sugaring services.
Wonderful. Well, listen, I'm definitely going to be sharing her links in the description below. Please also leave us some comments. Positive that Asata would love to reach out to you if you're in the beauty space.
Well, reach out to me.
Reach out to her also for any little, you know, big or little question. Like, you know, communication is amazing. Business is sales, right?
Business is sales.
You know
Everything is selling.
Everything is selling.
Everything is selling.
So I'm truly appreciative of your time, everything you shared with us, and make sure you give us a follow, give us a like, and until next time, remember, always be moving. Let's get energetic. It's gonna be fun. Let it out. Let it out. With the Always Moving podcast, I have Asata here from Ewing Sugar Company.
Ewing Sugaring Studio.
Ewing Sugaring Studio. So you can tell I never said that before. All right, let's start all over.
Ewing Sugaring Studio.
Ewing.
Like Ewing.
Ewing. Yeah, Ewing. Yeah.
Sugaring. I'm gonna explain that. Sugaring and then studio. Ewing Sugaring Studio.
Ewing Sugaring Studio.
Ewing Sugaring. Yes.
Alright. Girl, Spanish. This is my second language.
I don't know. For one thing, it says sugar.
Azúcar. There you go. We're gonna put these Bluetooth.
That was so good. I think we had a breakthrough.